Okay, ready guys? Okay, so let's take up these two homework questions. So the first one right here, first thing that I want to do is rewrite this because I see two signs side by side. I see a plus and a minus sign right here. So what can those two combine to? Claire? Negative. So I could rewrite this and just have the one sign that's like this. Okay, and then x squared. What goes with the x squared? The other x squared. Good. Okay. And x squared plus x squared gives you 2x squared. Some people will think 2x4. Remember, you're grouping the same type. Okay, so the same type doesn't change. Your apple plus the apple doesn't become an orange. Okay, so remember that you're just grouping the same type, and so it's just x squared. Okay, and then the second type is the negative 4x and then negative 3x. Those two combine to, Ovi? Negative 7x. And because it's negative, that's why it's a minus sign in between the two terms. Okay. By the way, just a quick recap as well. How many terms is here? Claire? Two terms. What do we call two terms? Ubi? Binomial. What's the degree of this polynomial? Okay, Claire. 2, right? Degree 2. What's my coefficient in the second term? Vincent? Minus 7. What's my constant in this polynomial? Eric? None, right? There's no constant. And remember, constant is the number by itself. So there's none. Oh, there goes your water bottle. Okay, good. The next one I want to take up, 16e. 8 plus y minus 3y squared plus 12 minus 7y squared. Okay. So normally we would line it up with, we would rearrange it in the descending order of exponents. Okay, but I'm not so picky, so it's okay if you don't. So what goes with the 8? Movie? The 12. Okay, so that adds up to 20. Okay, what about the y? What goes with the y? Nothing. So I just copy it down. And then negative y squared goes with the negative 7y squared. Again, if you need to use your calculator, if your mental math is not good, your adding subtracting is not good, you can always use a calculator to help you with the coefficient. So negative 3 minus 7 gives you negative 10. So not negative 4, negative 10. Negative 10 what? Claire? Y squared. So again, your calculator can do half the math for you, and then you just have to attach what type of variable is it. So y squared. Can I simplify this any further? No. Is this the same as okay? Is this the same as this? Who says yes? It's the same. Good. Okay. As long as the sign goes with the same term, the order doesn't matter. It's like 5 apples plus 3 apples is the same as 3 apples plus 5 apples, right? So order doesn't matter. I wanted to point this out because on the test, if it's a multiple choice question, you want to know that these are the same. Okay. Oh, the question does say evaluate. Evaluate for x equals negative 2 and y equals 3. So when we substitute, don't forget you have to do brackets. So y was 3 minus 10 y is 3. Right? So when you calculate it on the calculator, 20 plus 3 minus 10, bracket, close the bracket, exponent 2. Alright, so if you're using the calculator to help you, make sure you're putting in the brackets, make sure you are pressing the exactly how you see it. And you get the answer negative 67. Okay? Okay, by the way, this one. What's my constant? Vincent. 20. What's my coefficient in the first term? Louis? Negative 10. What's my coefficient in the second term? Derek? Coefficient in second term? 1. Okay, so not 9. 1. Right? Because y is just like 1y, so your coefficient is 1. Degree of this polynomial? Vincent? 2. What do we call this polynomial? Louis? 3 terms? Trinomials. Right. Tricycle, 3 wheels. Bicycle, 2 wheels. Okay. So yes, trinomial. Good. So that was a quick little recap of what we did for the last 2 days. If you understood all that, you are in good shape for the test next week. Let's move on to today's lesson. Today's lesson on page 14. Yep. Moving. Yes, whenever you substitute, you have to put brackets. Don't forget for the homework, there were answers on page 12 and 13. Make sure you do check it. That's how you know if you're doing it correct or not. So page 14, I'm just going to go over some examples. It's very similar. What's different is now you see some brackets. Okay. So the first one, let's just go over it really quickly. Y is 3 plus bracket 4 plus 5, the same as 3 plus 4 plus 5. Right. So when you're adding, do the brackets matter at all? No. Derek? Okay, so yeah, so I was going to say, when you're adding, the brackets don't matter at all. And so you can actually just drop it. If you do the bracket itself, then it's 3 plus 9, which is 12. Okay, same as when you just add it like this, you get to 12 as well. Okay, but this is the little trickier one. What is 10 minus 4 plus 3? Why is it 10 minus 4 minus 3? Where did this negative 3 come from? Derek, you want to try to explain this one?
Also, 10 minus 4 plus 3. Also, exactly 10 minus 4 minus 3. It's basically subtracting both.
Right, you're subtracting both. If you think of it, remember BEDMAS? 4 plus 3 is 7, so you are adding those two together first and then subtracting both of them. So then you get the answer 3. Same thing right here. 10, take away the 4, and then take away the other 3, you get the 3. All right. Keep this in mind. This is the key to today's lesson, is that minus applies to everything inside the bracket. You're subtracting both terms. Right. Good. Yeah, that's what we're getting to. So let's try, for example, this one then. 4D. Okay. I am subtracting everything in the second bracket. Okay, so I'm subtracting both terms in the bracket. So as Ufine said, it's almost like you're multiplying that negative to everything inside. The first number I just keep. First bracket I always just keep. I don't change anything. And then it's this. When I subtract negative 8, what does it become? Claire? Right. When you subtract negative 8, it's the same as two negatives make a positive. So it becomes plus 8x. And then subtract positive 10 is simply minus 10. Okay? So today's lesson, you have to remember positive times a positive gives you a positive. What about two negatives? What does two negatives give you? Vincent? Positive. What about positive and negative? Ali? Negative. And what about negative with a positive?
Positive.
Negative, right. Okay. When you apply that negative to everything inside the bracket, it's the same as saying you're multiplying it in. So that's why the sign changed. Okay. Are we done this question? We combined the signs. No. This is what we did yesterday. It's just collecting the like terms now. So the 6x goes with the 8x, which gives you 14x. And then the negative 5 goes with the negative 10, which gives you negative 15. Okay, so that's why I kept emphasizing how important yesterday's lesson is, because we're building on yesterday's lesson. Once you can get this first line, then it's just the exact same as yesterday. Okay, but the hardest part was just doing the hardest part today is just making sure your signs are correct. For this one right here, 5e, do I need to change anything? Do I need to change any signs? Okay, Eric? No, why not?
Because it's a positive there.
Right.
The numbers in the brackets are both positive, and it's a positive score. It's still positive.
Right, because you're adding, and so the signs just don't change, just like what we said right here. When you're adding, the brackets don't matter. It's only when it's subtracting, that's when we have to be very careful. Okay. Okay, so let's try this one, 7C. 7C. Okay, first bracket, what am I going to do with the first bracket? Vincent, what should I do with the first bracket? Do I need to do anything with the first bracket? No, so I just copy it straight down. I can drop the brackets, I can keep the bracket, first bracket, I don't care. Okay, so I just copy that straight down. What happens is this one, I apply that negative to everything inside. So notice in the bracket, there's 3 terms. So I have to make sure I apply it to all 3 terms. Negative and a negative makes a, right? So this becomes positive 2a squared. Negative and a positive, what do we say? Negative and a positive is, Ali? Negative. Yes, a negative 3a. Negative and a negative 4, positive 4. Okay. Simplify. Simplify just like what we did yesterday. Who has an answer for me? What does this simplify to? Derek?
2a minus 4a plus 1.
2a minus
2a squared.
2a squared minus 4a plus 1. Perfect. Okay. Again, Derek rearranged it into descending degree. That's perfect. That's perfect. But if you wrote it in the other order, you did the negative 4a first, that's perfectly fine as well. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to try one more harder one. Let me pause first. Okay, one last example, number 12. A rectangle is shown on the right with algebraic expression that represents the length of its sides. Determine a simplified expression that represents the perimeter. All right. So how do we calculate the perimeter of any shape? For any shape, how do I calculate the perimeter? Genevieve? Add up all the sides. So add this, add this, add this, add this. Okay. So perimeter equals 2x plus 5 plus x minus 4 plus 2x plus 5 plus x minus 4. Okay. What does this simplify to? Okay. Can I put all the x's together? Yeah. Vincent, what do all the x combine to? 6x. Good. Can I put all the numbers together? Yeah. 5 minus 4 plus 5 minus 4, I get 2. Okay. What's wrong with what I wrote? I forgot the sign. Yeah. Vincent told me it adds up to 2, so that's what I wrote. But remember, you have to link your terms together. Since he said positive 2, it's a plus sign in between. Okay. So now let's just say evaluate. So what is, let's just say I add on a second part. What is the perimeter if x equals 5 meters? Okay, Derek? Sorry, what did you say? Derek. But it's okay. I think both of you gave me the correct answer. I liked Derek's answer a little more because he gave me units. So I think Derek said 32 meters. Right. So if this was a word problem on the test, it's a nice, easy word problem, right? Tomorrow, what we're gonna do is probably find the area. But if I ask you for the area, it will just be like a 4 times a 2x plus 5. If it's a binomial times another binomial, you do that in grade 10. So in grade 9, we only do a monomial times a binomial. Okay. So that's today's lesson. Key takeaway from today's lesson. Remember, if you see a subtraction sign between the brackets, you have to apply that negative sign to everything in the second bracket. First bracket doesn't change anything, copy it straight down, and then remember this multiplication rule. Okay, so your homework for the rest of the class, page 14, 15, 16, and again, page 17 are the challenge questions. So page 14 to 16. Okay, and then 17 are the challenge questions if you want to challenge yourself. Answers are on page 18 and 19. Please do make sure you check it. If you don't check it, you could be wasting your time for half an hour and not realize you've been doing it wrong. So make sure you check your work.